Hello everyone, welcome back to the Film Insight channel. I'm filling in for my cousin who's on vacation this week, and in today's video we're going to go over the top 5 chefs from Hotel Hell. So sit back, relax, and without further ado, let's get straight into the content, guys. We're starting things off with Keating Hotel.
Can you get me some water, please? A chair. Call 911, please, quickly. 911.
The Keating Hotel of California was featured in Season 1. Eddie Kahn, the owner and real estate entrepreneur, had spent millions of dollars on his sports car-themed hotel business. The interiors, however, failed to look like a hotel you would like to spend your vacation in.
It feels like a hospital, sterile almost. I feel like it's a jail. Like I don't want to take my shoes off, ever.
This is not exactly luxury.
When Chef Ramsay places an order for the tasting, this is how he reacted.
Impeccable room service.
I'm starving. A little bit bizarre for me is that I'm ordering room service. Direct line down to the kitchen.
There is no direct line down to the kitchen.
Listen, I'm starving. I'll have a tomato soup, please. And then pizza, barbecue chicken. Brilliant.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, bye.
Now, let us remind you that Kahn had absolutely no training in hotel management, but he was trying to run a hotel based on his own funky ideas.
$6 million?
Did you go to hotel school?
Nope.
You've never run a business before?
Not a hotel business, no.
Wow.
Chef Ramsay was not at all impressed with the food.
It's so dry.
Yeah.
I mean, really dry.
That's actually better than usual.
Really?
Yeah.
And chicken's dry, way too much rosemary, and just, it's shit.
He then enters the kitchen to have a quick chat with Chef Brian. Chef Brian Rutherford had been working at the Keating for the last 5 years, and he had over 33 years of cooking experience behind him.
Why wouldn't you cook for me? Why wouldn't you do that?
It's not a question of me not cooking for you.
You've been here for how long?
5 years.
5 years. But you've been cooking for 30 years?
33 years.
33 years. I didn't even see you inspire anybody.
I'm tired.
You're an experienced guy.
Just as Chef Brian was talking about his woes and how stressed and tired he was, suddenly this happened.
You okay? Can you get me some water, please? A chair. Call 911, please, quickly. 911.
Chef Brian was transported to the hotel in an ambulance.
Look at me. Brian!
Kahn holds Chef Ramsay responsible for the stress his staff was under as a result of his stay at the hotel.
I mean, the most important thing is that he's okay, but that guy has the world on his shoulders, and tonight proved that.
The following morning, Gordon Ramsay goes to see Chef Brian, who had returned home from the hospital after receiving treatment for anxiety and dehydration. Chef Ramsay decides to help rekindle Chef Brian's lost love for cooking.
Why is the menu so big?
Because Eddie comes up with ideas. Eddie sees things. Eddie has a lot of friends that come in that would like to see more items on the menu.
Yeah.
I don't have much passion here anymore. I'm hoping that Gordon being here will nurse it back.
When Chef Ramsay asks Brian to taste the food he just prepared, Chef Brian gets emotional.
Little taste.
You okay, Brian?
You're killing me.
Talking about how he felt, Chef Brian said,
Yeah, good. So nice to see you smiling, you know that.
Gordon kind of unlocked the chains that I had allowed to be put on.
well, it does look like Chef Ramsay was successful in getting Chef Brian back on track. But there was still one thing left to do. Check it out.
There's one more change we need to do. You deserve a white one, let me tell you. Put that on.
Thank you.
Enjoy it.
With numerous compliments on the meal from the guests, Brian is once again cooking to the best of his skills in the kitchen.
I want the most gorgeous plates in the world coming up in this window.
In the end, Chef Brian had only one thing to say.
I've been really lost here, and you've woken me up and reminded me of who I am.
After Chef Ramsay left, Keating Hotel is still open and serving. However, Chef Brian terminated his contract and moved on to better pastures. While some reports say he was fired, some others say he left on his own. We believe with the passion of cooking reignited within him, he must have found it hard to work under Khan, who comes across as a control freak. Here's how he describes himself on his Twitter page. He writes, "Over 35 years in the food and beverage industry, presently focusing on people's search for joy and good food." We looked for him and found that Chef Brian takes a lot of interest in farmers markets, organics, and teaching culinary sciences. The executive chef, who was influenced by his father, a skilled artist, refers to his kitchen as a culinary studio. He lists himself as the former executive chef at Perch, and he also worked as executive chef at Merck Bistro Italiano in the heart of downtown San Diego. Moving on to the next. Cambridge Hotel.
Run a bath, let alone a hotel.
But he took over more control. That's when I put up my hands. Okay, you want to run it? You run it.
The Cambridge Hotel featured in Season 1 of Hotel Hell. The hotel is situated a few hours' drive from Manhattan in the countryside. The hotel, which has been in business for more than 150 years, has 16 rooms as well as a sizable restaurant. John Imhoff, a former service member and local attorney, was the owner of the hotel. In 2007, his family helped him purchase the hotel, which he now owns and operates with his wife, Tina Imhoff. The hotel was losing a lot of guests and money as a result of Imhoff's poor management. And to top that, there were rumors circulating around town the hotel was haunted.
Dingy, and there's hair all in through here.
All over these pillows.
Be nice if we had a remote control. There's just gobs of hair. We've had remote control since when, the 70s?
Let's quickly fast forward to when Chef Ramsay sits down and places his order. Chef Ramsay orders the pork and beans, duck, and the pie a la mode, and skips the regular lentil soup. When the order arrives, Chef Ramsay spits out his very first bite, and this is why he does that.
Both of you, yeah, just touch the meat there, please.
Ice cold.
Touch that.
Ice cold.
I can see why we got RIP on the front of the reception.
Well, that's what the head chef wanted to serve his guests. However, the prep cook Donald Telford, aka Scooter, a culinary student, had something else to say.
Boiling bags, putting stuff in the microwave. I wish we could actually cook with fresher food. It disappoints me a little bit that we are.
The server Philip finally confesses to Chef Ramsay that the food was all indeed frozen. The only thing homemade was the apple pie.
Yes, they're frozen.
Frozen?
Yes.
Do we have anything that is homemade? Are the apple pies made here?
The apple pies are made here.
Okay. Can you hurry with the desserts, please?
That's when Chef Ramsay decided to walk around and get some feedback from the diners.
If it's the home of apple pie, Almond, it should be really badass.
How's the apple pie?
Tell them we don't want to complain anymore.
I'm sorry, but this is the home of...
It's mom and on top of it. I'm bringing it home to my daughter.
And finally, when Chef Ramsay does get his dessert, this is how he reacted.
The apples are raw. If there's one thing I was expecting was a decent apple pie, and that is gross.
Chef Ramsay walks up to the kitchen and confronts the head chef, Rich Wilson.
You buy a store-bought, frozen piece of pork, boiled in a bag, and serve it to me stone cold in the centre. You're not even cooking. So you are lazy then.
The chef, however, proudly says that it is exactly how he wants his kitchen to function. To boil frozen food and make sure food can be served even in his absence. So when this was the state of affairs at the Cambridge Hotel, why does it feature in our list of top 5 chefs? Well, that's because of this guy.
I would like to have my own bakery and be a professional executive pastry chef.
Wow. Gordon Ramsay learns that prep cook Scooter had enrolled in culinary school and aspired to open his own bakery after graduating as a pastry chef. When Scooter tastes Chef Ramsay's homemade apple pie recipe, this is how he reacted.
I'm shocked.
You're shocked? Are you happy?
I don't know what to say.
Oh, mate, don't get upset, buddy.
I can feel a change. I'm a lot more inspired. Right now, I feel like I can accomplish anything in the kitchen.
After a successful relaunch before he leaves, Chef Ramsay meets Scooter, who he believes had the passion to make it big as a chef.
I want you to keep in touch with me.
Okay.
I'm going to give you my email address because I want to finance those next 4 years in college personally. And keep that dream alive one day of owning your bakery. And then when your bakery's open, all I want back is a loaf of bread.
And this is what Scooter had to say in return for Chef Ramsay's generous offer.
It's pretty unbelievable that he's going to be able to finance my 4 years of school. When I go to school, I'm going to push myself 200 times harder. I'm going to show Gordon what I can do.
Sadly, Cambridge Hotel shuttered in June 2012. However, Scooter reportedly worked in a nearby Italian restaurant after graduating from catering school. The local BOCES graduate Donald Scooter Telford had successfully managed to impress Chef Ramsay. Scooter had to undergo several surgeries at a young age, and he has 2 metal rods in his back to help correct his spine. He also underwent 2 corrective heart surgeries. Talking about his interest in food, he said, "I realized I had a talent for tastes and for plating, and so something just clicked." Said Telford, "Everyone was like, hey, why don't you just cook?" He was interning at Cambridge Hotel, where he picked the nickname Scooter thanks to his size and ability to move quickly between stations in the kitchen. Scooter currently is a cook at Healthy Living Market and Cafe, Saratoga Springs, New York. He had earlier worked as a line cook at Crazy Cow Restaurant and at Ballstown Spa, New York. Moving on to our next entry. 3. Layla's Riverside.
So you're both head chefs?
I'm not exactly sure where I fit in. It's not my menu. I'm not doing any ordering.
The Four Seasons Inn is situated in West Dover, Vermont, just north of the Massachusetts state line and close to the Green Mountain National Forest. Sandy McDougall, a former construction worker, owned the hotel. McDougall had put $1 million into the inn, but the staff employees weren't getting paid. After a disastrous tasting experience, Chef Ramsay gets to meet head chef Steve Dixon. And this is what Chef Steve thought about McDougall being in the kitchen.
Sandy, being a business owner with no culinary experience or training in any way, I don't feel that he should be back in the kitchen working.
Chef Steve goes on to reveal that none of the food was local nor fresh, and stated that McDougall's menu was like garbage. When Chef Ramsay walks up to the kitchen and inquires about who heads the kitchen, this is what happens.
I know you're the owner.
Yes.
But you're the head chef as well. So you're both head chefs.
I'm not exactly sure where I fit in. It's not my menu. I'm not doing any ordering.
When Chef Ramsay discovers that apple concentrate was used in the risotto, he asks the chef to leave so he can have a private chat with the owner and wannabe head chef McDougall. Meanwhile, this is what happens.
I just feel absolutely destroyed. My food is so much better than what I just gave Gordon. And you know, how am I going to go home and face my kids when they're all proud of me? And I'm like, you dogged our food.
Clearly, Chef Steve was not at fault. There was nothing that he could do by himself in his kitchen. And McDougall fails to understand when Chef Ramsay tries to explain that he is the main issue with the Four Seasons Inn. Chef Ramsay finally makes a much-needed announcement after having a one-on-one chat with McDougall. He called the staff over and said,
"Breaking news. This man, from this day on, is not the head chef. You are the chef. And this is your general manager. This man is going to become the innkeeper."
And finally, Chef Steve could do what he does best, run the kitchen. Layla's Riverside Lodge was sold to a new owner in June 2022. Today, Chef Steve Dixon has over 30 years of experience and has worked with world-class chefs such as Michelin star chef Terence Brennan. He has cooked in both the London and Atlanta Olympics and has been executive chef for many years in the ski mountains of Vermont. Executive chef Steve Dixon first started cooking when he was 6 years old, and he developed a love for fresh seafood early in his life. He is known to rely on local products and for using the freshest ingredients available. He is currently a private chef and is continuing to live his dream. On to the next. Monticello Hotel.
And I've just discovered that the hotel owner has a drinking problem so bad that just one day before I arrived, he was arrested for drunk driving.
Hotel Monticello, situated in Longview, Washington, was built in 1923 and is one of the oldest buildings in town. It was owned by Philip Lovingfoss, who was once the bartender at the hotel. He married the owner Annabelle Jewell, who was in her 60s, and then took over the business after she passed. Since then, he was running the business with his girlfriend Ginger, who was the acting general manager. While the hotel had its own issues concerning the rooms and service, the kitchen was totally at another level of disorder. Chef Dan Laney was very nervous to serve food to Chef Ramsay because of this.
Most of the food is prepackaged or canned or frozen. Because Ginger and Philip are running this place like real misers, they pinch a penny on every corner.
After Chef Ramsay returns the Chilean crab after just one bite, this is what Chef Dan had to say.
It always got that taste to me. I don't like it.
When Ginger believes Chef Dan was the problem, Chef Dan, in truth, had his hands tied. When Chef Ramsay inquires about who cooked the ravioli, this is what Debbie, the server, had to say.
Who made the raviolis?
I don't know the name of the manufacturer.
Manufacturer?
Correct.
So the raviolis aren't even made either?
They are not made here.
Debbie informs Chef Ramsay that Chef Dan had no control over the menu or the supplies for the kitchen. It was completely taken care of by Lovingfoss. Chef Ramsay asks to meet the kitchen staff and the owners. And that's when Chef Dan lets the cat out of the bag. He was just waiting for a chance. From working hours to limited food supplies, he blurted out every problem that he had at the hotel. He said,
It takes extra time to do things homemade.
Yeah, naturally.
We're on a time restraint.
What?
Ask how many hours they get in a week or whatever, and they got us 20 hours a week.
While Lovingfoss had his own reasons for sourcing the materials, Chef Dan couldn't do justice to his menu. Here he was working 100+ hours, walking in early for the prep and staying back late to make sure everything is in order.
We'll come in 2 hours early, not punch in, and then we will work late to get what we need to get done.
And Lovingfoss, on the other hand, did not make payments in time.
I've got half it written down at home where I put at least 100 hours free in here.
Finally, a new menu was created which was inspired by fresh and local ingredients. And this is what Chef Dan had to say.
It's a really nice menu. I think it's going to bring the revenue. This is exactly what we needed.
And with the fresh produce, Chef Dan was able to create mouth-watering dishes that left guests asking for more. Chef Ramsay congratulated Chef Dan for his hard work and commitment and urged him to keep up with the good work. Meanwhile, Chef Dan extended his hand to sponsor Lovingfoss once he was out of the de-addiction center.
Have me be a sponsor once he gets out. He's going to need somebody by his side.
That's an amazing commitment.
And this shows Chef Dan's loyalty and dedication for the Monticello Hotel. And for our last entry, we have Calumet Inn.
Look.
It is absolutely...
This historic hotel was owned by two sisters, Rena and Vanda Smirkovsky. Built in 1887, the chef was named after the Native American word for peace pipe. Jim Smirkovsky, the sibling sister's father, had bought the hotel for his daughters. The women, however, had no idea how to run a hotel, but they thought they knew best.
Despite having zero hospitality experience,
You know how to use this?
Vanda and Rena think they know best.
Things rapidly went downhill when they fired the general manager, the only person who cared about the business, Mandy Thompson.
We want to know to be here. That's the thing. Off. I'm done. I'm done. Off.
Let's get down to the food now. Chef Ramsay was shocked to find an elaborate menu for a hotel that had only 2 chefs. When food arrives, Chef Ramsay is not impressed.
It smells burnt.
When Chef Ramsay calls for a meeting, the staff reveal that it was the first time they were having one after the sisters took charge. When Chef Ramsay meets Chef Rita, this is what she says.
I used to love my job, and now I hate it.
What's not working for you?
The owners.
Well, that's what happens when you work in a place run by one owner who can best be described as a confused sociopath and another who doesn't care. The owners, in turn, try to pick on the staff when they were thrown under the bus in front of Chef Ramsay, but he could see right through them. During the service, Chef Ramsay could not believe how 2 chefs could manage to keep up with the incoming orders. That would certainly be the case when you work in a place run by one owner who can best be described as a confused sociopath and another who doesn't care. The crazy owners all of a sudden get too defensive, and all hell breaks loose.
For 2 seconds, you know, I've been running my ass off for 3
You guys don't see me do these things. I do them, but you guys don't see it.
Chef Ramsay realizes that it doesn't make sense to deal with the sisters, and so he walks up to their mother, Nita, and that's when this happens.
What are you cooking?
I am cooking green curry.
It smells incredible.
Sure. A little bit spicy, maybe.
No, that's perfect. That is absolutely perfect. My God, you're a very, very good cook.
The mother gives Chef Ramsay some insight into the girls' upbringing and says that she had unintentionally spoilt them. After Chef Ramsay beats some sense into them, Vanda and Rena apologize for their behavior.
Go back to Minneapolis. You need to get into the city. That's what you need to do.
Thank you. That's what I want. I'm sorry. There's just something I've been afraid to say.
Chef Ramsay brings Mandy Thompson back on board as the new general manager.
Would you come back?
That's tough. I don't like them. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
If I was Mandy, I don't know what I'd do either.
Take care.
And he adapts Rita, the mother's cooking style, into the new menu. The staff try the new food and love the new dishes. This is what Chef Ramsay had to tell her.
When I tasted your food upstairs, my darling, I was blown away.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the legacy is going to continue. A delicious green chicken curry.
Truly, Rita is at the top of her game and a true chef. And for once, the investors could sit down and have a good time at their restaurant instead of working.
Much better, huh, Jim?
1000% better. Keep up the good work.
Yeah.
After Chef Ramsay left, despite stepping down from their post, the sisters could not stop interfering. Finally, the hotel was sold in 2015 to a Texan and in the end landed with Tammy Grubbs. With that, sadly, we have come to the end of the video. Who among these is your favourite? Let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget to give us a like and share. Also, hit the subscribe button to never miss out on our updates. Thanks for watching, guys.